Da, da, da. Hi there, I'm back, and I just tweaked some settings, and I want to see if this gives me a better quality stream. So I'm going to read to you guys a little bit more from this book, Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Ooh, it's creepy. Super creepy. Okay, so just to catch you up, if you haven't read the earlier, or you didn't watch the earlier video, this is basically Napoleon Hill saying that he's interviewing the devil, and he's asking the devil questions about why we fail, like what it is that causes us to fail, no matter what it is that we're doing as humans, you know. And he says, go ahead and describe your clever tricks, Your Majesty. And the devil says, one of my cleverest devices for mind control is fear. I plant the seed of fear in the minds of people, and as these seeds germinate and grow through use, I control the space they occupy. The 6 most effective fears are the fear of poverty, criticism, ill health, loss of love, old age, and death. Napoleon Hill asks, which of these 6 fears serves you most often, Your Majesty? The devil replies, the first and last, poverty and death. At one time or another during life, I tighten my grip on all people through one or both of these. I plant these fears in the minds of people so deftly that they believe them to be their own creation. I accomplish this end by making people believe I am standing just beyond the entrance gate of the next life, waiting to claim them after death for eternal punishment. Of course, I cannot punish anyone except in the person's own mind, through some form of fear, but fear of the thing which does not exist is just as useful to me as fear of that which does exist. All forms of fear extend the space I occupy in the human mind. Napoleon Hill says, Your Majesty, will you explain how you gained this control over human beings? The devil says, the story is too long to be told in a few words. It began over 1,000,000 years ago when the first man began to think. Up to that time I had control over all mankind, but enemies of mine discovered the power of positive thought, placed it in the minds of men, and then began a battle on my part to remain in control. So far, I have done it quite well by myself, having lost only 2% of the people to the opposition. When he's saying the opposition, he's talking about God. Question, I take from your answer that men who think are your enemies. Is that right? Answer, it is not right, but it is correct. Question, tell me something more about the world in which you live. Answer, I live wherever I choose. Time and space do not exist for me. I am a force best described to you as energy. My favorite physical dwelling place, as I have told you, is the minds of the earthbound. I control a part of the brain space of every human being. The amount of space I occupy in each individual's mind depends upon how little and what sort of thinking that person does. As I have told you, I cannot entirely control any person who thinks. Question, you speak of your opposition. What do you mean by that? Answer, my opponent controls all the positive forces of the world, such as love, faith, hope, and optimism. My opponent also controls the positive factors of all natural law throughout the universe, the forces which keep the earth and the planets and all the stars balanced in their courses. But these forces are meek in comparison with those which operate in the human mind under my control. You see, I do not seek to control stars and planets. I prefer the control of human minds. Question, where did you acquire your power, and by what means do you add to it? Answer, I add to my power by appropriating the mind power of the earthbound as they come through the gate at the time of death. 98 out of every 100 who come back to my plane from the earth plane are taken over by me, and their mind power is added to my being. I get all who come over with my form of fear. You see, I'm constantly at work preparing the minds of people before death so I can appropriate them when they come back to my plane. Question, will you tell me how you go about the job of preparing human minds so you can control them? Answer, I have countless ways of gaining control of human minds while they are still on the earth plane. My greatest weapon is poverty. I deliberately discourage people from accumulating material wealth because poverty discourages men from thinking and makes them easy prey for me. My next best friend is ill health. An unhealthy body discourages thinking. Then I have countless thousands of workers on Earth who aid me in gaining control of human minds. I have these agents placed in every calling. They represent every race and creed, every religion. Who are your greatest enemies on Earth, Your Majesty? And the devil answers, all who inspire people to think and act on their own initiative are my enemies. Such men are Socrates, Confucius, Voltaire, Emerson, Thomas Paine, and Abraham Lincoln. And you are not doing me any good either. Yeah. So that's pretty cool stuff. Pretty scary. The devil gets to us through poverty and fear of death. So yeah, I think that was a good amount of reading, and I don't know how long that stream was, but hopefully it was a little longer than the last one. Maybe I made it all the way to the end. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out in a minute when I hit stop, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you like me to read this book, I will continue to give bits and pieces of it as I find things that stick out to me. It's a real good book for right now, but it was written in 1938. And yeah, he's talking about all kinds of scary shit that's going on. I don't know if this is available on Audible, but I think you should actually read it anyway. Maybe read it out loud to your family and creep them out too. All right, you guys, have a great day.